It's just like a sort of strange, volatile world, to be honest. Like, like I've started using the hashtag like creators support creators, and I think that's how it should be, right?
100%.
I think other podcasts should support podcasts. There's so much space in people's intellect to be able to digest content. They are constantly wanting more. They want it for free. They want it delivered to their phone, and they want it every week.
Yeah.
They're wanting new stuff, different people, versatile, unique content. So people you can afford to support your friends. It's not a freaking war. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to poach, on the couch with Hawley from anyone. You know what I mean? By being here. Although, if anyone wants to sponsor a podcast segment, we can do On the Couch with Sam. No, I'm just kidding. I did a review recently on the new Ranger Raptor, which is coming out or is about to hit the showroom.
That's when I first contacted you.
Yeah, exactly. that thing was hot, right? That was just wild. And then, and that was like, petrol independent, front suspension, can't really tow that much. It's pretty freaking useless as a ute, but my God, is it sick,
And it looks sexy as fuck.
0 to 100 in 6 seconds, sexy, wide, just staunch thing.
Yeah.
But people are still picking it apart. They're like, it's not a real four-wheel drive. It's not diesel. I can't tow 3 ton. What am I going to do with my caravan? And sort of thing. It's like people can't quite appreciate a build for what it is. The engineering into it. Even the most recent YouTube episode, which went up last night when we posted this, was a Sus with Sam Ep6, where we went over the Camera Cruise car, which is like a quite wildly modified Hilux. And again, this car is way unachievable to most of the people that are commenting, might I add. But these people will still relentlessly pick it apart, and talk shit about these cars behind a keyboard. But the things, they'll even come up and say it to your face. They just go, but why can't you just sort of appreciate the car for the engineering marvel that it is? The fact that it runs and drives as well as it does, even though it's so extensively modified, that in itself is a marvel. So,
do they come up to you at 4-wheel drive shows and say that to you, like to your face?
Not often. There's a little bit of tongue in cheek at the 4-wheel drive shows, and people asking about this and that, or don't you know how to drive? Like, how'd you get that dead, or that sort of thing. Yeah. But there are some people that'll just flat out try to avoid you at 4-wheel drive shows and that kind of thing. And there's a couple of big YouTubers that don't play too nicely with other YouTubers and that kind of thing in the scene. And it's just like a sort of strange, volatile world, to be honest. Like, like I've started using the hashtag like creators support creators, and I think that's how it should be, right?
100%.
I think other podcasts should support podcasts. There's so much space in people's intellect to be able to digest content. They are constantly wanting more. They want it for free. They want it delivered to their phone, and they want it every week. Yeah. They're wanting new stuff, different people, versatile, unique content. So people you can afford to support your friends. It's not a freaking war. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to poach, on the couch with Hawley from anyone. You know what I mean? By being here. Although, if anyone wants to sponsor a podcast segment, we can do On the Couch with Sam. No, I'm just kidding. Like, creators support creators. Like, why can't we all just be friends? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and there's all the young creators now are supporting each other, and there's lots of collabs going on. And
I was going to say the collabs.
Yeah, cross promotion and people appearing on other people's channels and using each other for clout and that kind of thing, and growing together. Yeah. Because there's enough. There's enough space in the world. There's 7 billion or however many freaking people there are. Yeah. If you think you want every one of those people to only be subscribed to your channel, it is a sad way to live. Yeah. You know what I mean? Share the love. Share the love. Like, I don't want Beryl and Shane from, that are 80 years old, are about to do their first lap of Australia with their 3-ton van. Like, they're probably not going to subscribe to my channel. That's fine. But if they want to subscribe to my mate's channel, I'll help them get there. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to shun them. So, it's an interesting world we live in.
Yeah. What did you think though? Because I've seen pictures and videos of you like with fans and stuff from the influencer. You said you were just like, the barista at the start. Yeah. Obviously, years on now, you're getting like fans with photos as an influencer. What was that like as a thing? Like, were you just like, holy shit, people want photos of me and
I will
stuff.
never get used to it. I will never get used to it. And I think the day you do is probably the day you're maybe in it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing the reach that someone like me has who is just so uneducated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I am nothing special. I'm just a bloke that loves content, loves full driving, loves cars, and loves people, and just puts it out there on the internet. And there's so many people that are the same as me but don't have the opportunities or the influence that I do, which is sad to see. But it's baffling that there's the support out there for people that are, you know, that love the stuff that I do, and it's humbling. And people always say to me, like, do you ever get sick of people coming up and, you know, asking for photos? And, like, I've signed some weird things in my time, you know what I mean? Like, people will pull Sharpies out of anywhere and ask me to sign things.
Oh, what's the weirdest thing?
I've signed body parts. I've signed fuel caps of cars. Like, this bloke's obviously just pulled his fuel cap off his Patrol and brought it into the show for signatures. And then he's going to go and refit it, you know, like sun visors, dashboards, everything.
Wow, holy crap.
It's like there's no shortage of things that people will want signed. And people ask, you know, do you get sick of it? Like, people wanting photos. Like, I've had, you know, blokes try to take photos in, like, the pub bathroom and stuff. I'm like, can we at least go outside, you know? But without these people, like, you know, I've got no job. I've got nothing, you know what I mean? So you've always got to make time for your fans and the people that have helped you get to where you are.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I've always got time, but it is strange, you know? Like, you'll just be out, you know, the other day, like, I was just walking with my friend down at Balmoral, walking the dogs, and, like, bloke comes over with his missus and he's like, just starts chatting. Oh, Sam, like, love the car, blah, blah, blah. And, like, this is like little Lower North Shore Balmoral, right? This is like, couldn't be less four-wheel drivey if we tried. And this guy spots me from fucking across the wharf and, like, runs over and says, g'day. So you never know where. So you sort of always got to have your happy face on and try and always be in a, you know, good mood. And some people have called me out and go, this guy's a bit of a flog. I've met him before, and I go, fuck. You must have got me on a bad day, mate. Because, like, I try to be as friendly as I can to everyone. Like, you know, like, send me your payment details. I'll flick you $9 for a scooter on me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm trying to change.
You got to remember though, you're human. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we all have our days when you're out and you're just trying to, you know,
Yeah.
decompress or deal with whatever's going on.
Yeah, it was like I've been in my rooftop tent before on Redhead Beach. Like, this is why you could still camp there. I've had, like, I saw someone, like, driving up. I was like, fuck, I'll zip the tent up real quick.
Yeah.
Like, pretend I was still asleep. And then he, like, pulled up and, like, started chatting to my mate who was already up and out of his swag. And he was like, I just hear, he was like, oh, could you wake Sam up for a photo? And, like, that's probably my limit. I was like, when you're asking me to go, like, oh, he's up there in his jocks, could you just go and wake him up and, like, get him down here for a photo? Like, that's probably my limit. But, you know, like, if I was up out of bed, absolutely, come and throw a camera in my face. I don't really care. But, yeah, it's like, you know, it's just funny. You get funny stories like that and stuff. And, fuck, you know, I'm a people person. I love people. Any walk of life, any socioeconomic, any creed. I don't care. I love people. So yeah, it's probably a pretty good job for me, I guess, or a good industry to be in, really.
Yeah, I've got to ask back to the driving, what you just said then, with the driving solutions. As me being a Formula Ford open wheeler guy, why doesn't James do any open wheeler racing or like testing around there? Is it just because of low numbers, or is it?
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I'm sure it's probably got something to do with just I guess accessibility for people. Yeah, you know, like, I guess from a business perspective, it's sort of like, why would you have 12 open wheelers on the track when you could have 40 cashed up races, you know, with like GT cars or you know, registered Porsche race cars and that sort of thing. But I also feel like there's probably something to do with insurances in there as well, and the same reason why he doesn't do anything to do with motorbikes. There's no motorbike track stuff, even though he could. I think it's probably, I'm sure, like for an open wheelers type insurance situation for the track hire and that kind of thing is probably a bit different in his and stuff like that. I don't really know. I try to avoid any sort of spicy business chats or anything to do with insurances. I'm like, no, I don't want anything to do with this. I'm just here to teach people how to full drive. Drive through that bog hole there. That's me.
Yeah. So you were saying obviously you're into the car scene and obviously motorsports and stuff.
Yep.
Is there any like motorsports that you love to watch? Is it Formula One, NASCAR, IndyCar, WEC?
F1 has got my heart so strongly at the moment.
It wasn't through Drive to Survive, was it?
No, I was a fan before that, but fuck, did that help? Yeah,
yeah, right.
You know,
okay.
Because I love a bit of drama. Who doesn't? You know, it's like if they've blended home and away and motorsport together, you sort of get Drive to Survive.
Yeah.
But the other thing I love is like MotoGP. I'm like big into my motorbikes. Love riding. But like, you know, pretty much anything. I don't discriminate, but it's sort of those big three: supercars, F1, MotoGP are where it's at. And I watch a little bit of drifting here and there and stuff. And I've got a couple of mates that do that quite competitively. Yeah, that's probably the big three, I think. I'm not a massive... I don't know, like, it's weird. People always ask me, like, oh, what do I watch on YouTube and, like, online or on TV? And, like, I'm not a massive YouTube guy. I'm not a massive TV guy. You know, like, I don't have time. I'm writing articles, I'm walking the dog, I'm hanging with friends, or I'm filming for the channel, and that's sort of it. And then when I get home after filming for YouTube, and, you know, the night before I might have spent, 4 hours on YouTube uploading and trying to engage with comments and stuff. The last thing I want to do is come home and watch YouTube.
Yeah.
So like I'm so behind on so many of my friends' channels. It's embarrassing. So like sometimes I'll go through and spend do like a 6-hour binge and catch up on all their videos. But for the most part, like I'm not a huge vegger.
Yeah. I've got to ask about your YouTube channel, as you were saying then. When you were doing the Sam's, what's the...
Sus with Sam?
Sus with Sam, that's it. I'm a bit dyslexic.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Yeah, it's a hard one too. People are like, oh, Sus with Sam, Sus with Sam. Like, who's Sam? I'm Sam. Like,
what's the most interesting car and character you've met through the show? Like, have you had any ones... Has there been any particular show that stuck out? Like, we could go to it if you wanted to on the
Yeah,
pod.
I mean, the biggest one, probably the biggest character, I think, was the first... There's probably two that come to mind. The first would be the first ever one we did, which was with Tony Crook, who was the marketing manager at GME. And GME, like an Aussie-based UHF, telecommunications business. They do radios, aerials, personal locator beacons, and EPIRBs, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And they jumped on, and they were sort of my first ever proper sponsor, and they helped fund the show and get it off the ground.
Yeah.
And he is just the funniest guy. You know, like marketing guys are often either a bit standoffish or just sort of awkward, and he's none of the two. He's just the funniest everyday Aussie dude with the best sense of humour. Get along with him so well. He's got an 80 series as well, which helps. There's a little bit of bias there. And he was just so fun to film with, and got the humour and understood what we were trying to do and saw the vision. And then the second guy was, I think, episode maybe 3, which was a Hummer, this big green Hummer we filmed, which was just so extensively modified. And the owner, I thought originally his name was Dean. It's like, he's a bit older. Like, I was like, this might actually, like, the chemistry might not be there. He might just not get my humour. I'm a bit young and larrikin-y and that sort of thing, but he just surprised me completely. He got it. He had a dance off in the middle of the episode. Like, it's just like people didn't seem to love the Hummer that much, I think, because they're just a little bit off Hummers. Like, the Aussie full drive scene is like, if it's not a Toyota or a Nissan, they don't want to know about it.
Yeah.
So the episode didn't do as well as what I was expecting it to, but the laughter and the stories he told, and how he just got amongst it was so refreshing. He was definitely one of my favourite characters.
Yeah. So for yourself, where do you see yourself in like 5 years? I know it's a bit of a normal question here, but like, where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself eventually being the whole YouTube thing and actually making money?
Yeah.
Or do you see yourself going back to a full-time job?
Look, I would love to say my full time working for someone career is over. I'd love to say that, but I guess you can't really know just yet. I think I've only been doing it for sort of 6 weeks, this full time YouTube thing, and haven't earned $1 yet. So it's an interesting world. I don't monetize the channel because I like to push boundaries. I like to use songs, and that if you monetize the channel, you sort of lose a bit of freedom. So I don't monetize the channel so that I can have fun with it, so that I can create fun content, and that's probably something that people should know.
But are you making any money off it though, properly yet, or is it because it's not monetized?
Yeah, it's not monetized, so there's no ad revenue or anything like that coming in, or no cash per view or anything like that. I think the way the money would come in is through sponsorships and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But what 5 years? It's a loaded question. Look, I mean, the dream for me is to do YouTube full time.
Yeah.
Do this every week. Get to a point where we're a couple of months ahead in videos. We've got brands approaching us. They're just super keen to work with us, and that kind of thing, and just be thriving, 100,000 subscribers, and and just living the dream, right? Traveling and that sort of thing, and that kind of thing. In 5 years' time, it'd be nice to be married. Maybe thinking about having a house and kids and that sort of thing, I suppose. But either that or like on the complete opposite side, like, I love presenting, but I also love network television. So the sort of, I guess, background dream for me and sort of thing, or the driving force, is using YouTube as a platform to then try and break into network television and maybe try and get a gig doing something, probably not Getaway, because that's probably a little bit not quite my demo, but, like the living room, for example, where they cut to Miguel doing the cooking and they cut to Chris Brown doing the, the lifestyle stuff or whatever. Cut to Sam and do the adventure stuff, like this is where you can take your kids, blend Sydney Weekender with the show like The Lifestyle or The Project or something, because, I don't know, I like to think I'm like a pretty funny dude, so...
I definitely think you're in that. I said to Dan when I watched this stuff, I'm like, I can see him on like Channel 710,
like just having fun, bouncing off the other presenters and that kind of thing, but then, going during the week and going to the filming segment on where to take your kids next weekend, or you got the holidays, like what's your grand plan for the next holidays, like... We'll take you on the trip that you can do and run you through it and give you all that sort of info. So that'd be the other dream. There's that sort of glamorous television vibe, which I sort of in the back of my head love, I think. So I don't know. YouTube might be a stepping stone, but it also might eventuate that it's just so much more than that. And at the moment I'm treating it like so much more than that. I've got all my eggs in one basket. I've got nothing else. There's no plan B, right? I'm writing a few articles here and there for people like Unsealed 4x4 and Pat Callanan and that sort of thing, which is fine, but that's not what I want to be doing forever. I'm not a written journalist, and I don't want to be that forever. Video's the passion and presenting and that kind of thing. So
yeah. Well, to wrap up this podcast, 'cause we've been on here for quite a long time.
It's been gone quick.
I know it's been gone very fast. Yeah. But to wrap up this podcast, Sammy, I don't know if you've listened to a few other episodes. I've got a few quiz shows. Yeah. Okay. I change them up every now and then.
Yeah. Okay. Hit me.
Yeah. All right. This one is called the Fast Five. It comes back and forth on this podcast. Okay.
Okay. I'm
Brooke,
terrified.
can you explain it, Brooke? I'll get Brooke to introduce this one.
Well, we're going to,
Brooke, please know that I'm terrified.
I would be. It's trivia. So I'm glad I'm just sitting in the back here hiding.
Yeah.
It's you need to get 4 out of 5 for a good prize.
Scheisse.
Or you get something from under Dan's desk.
Oh, no.
Yes. You either get a good prize or a shit prize.
Oh, no. I think the shit prize is that's the thing with the rash. I don't want to know about it. What's hard under that desk, only God knows.
There is something under there I'm pretty sure could cause a rash.
Yeah, amen. It's like the beer smells extra weird today, but no, it's just Dan.
This is where your YouTube content should come in. They can film the Fast Five purely for this.
Yeah, that's right.
This is a quiz show, this part.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm hoping they're ready. Are you guys ready for the? Oh, sweet. That's sweet as.
Everyone's a bit scared. Everyone's on edge.
All right. Question number 1.
Oh God.
I hope you know your car questions and your food chains.
Oh shit! Food chains. If it's fast food, I know that's about it. All right, we'll be right. Okay, here we go.
All right. How many gold stars has V8 Supercars Hall of Famer John Bow won?
Oh my God, I've got no idea. Got to gold stars.
Just stab at something.
4.
Oh, 2.
That wasn't a bad guess.
That wasn't a bad guess, though. I was going
to go like 12, just for the record. So, all right.
All right. The first ever F1 winner ever.
Oh my days. Okay, I'm thinking car history here. I'm thinking,
even if you can get like 9. Oh, even if you can get where it was and first started, I will give you half a question. What do you reckon?
Okay. Yep. Oh my God, I just don't know. This is so embarrassing. I'm going to get ridiculed. Okay, I'm going to go 1920s.
Oh no, it was Nino Farina Silverstone 1950. That was the first. Okay. That was the first ever official winner in Formula One.
Right. Okay. I guess 1920s was pretty much still horse cart Model T territory, so probably not quite Formula One. Okay. All right. That's okay. Ask me about the first 80 series or something next.
Oh no, he's got a 4-wheel drive.
But back then. The cool thing about back then in Formula One, back then in 1950, they were literally just gentlemen drivers in Formula One.
That's right. And it was, I feel like there was like no helmets. You sort of like your safety gear was like you pull on your leather driving gloves and your goggles and just go cut some laps of, Silverstone.
And have a crack. Yeah, Silverstone at a air base. Yeah, anyway, you might be able to get this one. When was the first ever 4-wheel drive built?
Ooh,
and what was it called? And what year?
Was it? It's going to be something obscure.
And it was actually what you were saying before about the other question. It's down that track.
Way down.
Way before F1 was ever invented.
Yeah, I feel like it. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is like, was it a Jeep of some sort? But I think
it's a weird
Jeep,
name.
Yeah, I'm never going to guess it. I'll give you like maybe the 19. I'm going to go maybe the I'm going to 1930s.
Oh, no.
Oh, Jesus, Dan, you're ruining everything.
Where did you find these questions?
I had to get, the thing was, I was getting a bit of feedback saying that I need to make these questions more harder.
Well, you nailed that.
I was giving because I went from going like really like, oh, you know, they might get this, and then I had Woodsy the other week come on, and I literally put on hard questions, and Brooke was like, oh
no, he was just good. He just this one of
Craig
those
was
people
just dominated.
If I'd stuck with nursing, I would have been even worse. Imagine that. That'd be terrible.
How do you resuscitate someone?
Yeah, honestly, how do you change a bedpan? Well, Brooke, funny should ask.
But yeah, the first ever full drive built, according to the internet, was in 1902 and was a Spiker 60 horsepower. That's what it was called.
You know what? That's got more power than just about every patrol out there. So that's not bad for 1902. Fast forward 100 years, people will be loving 60 horsepower out of a GQ patrol. So that's pretty good.
If you can find you know what? That could actually be good content for your channel, like a historical, the way four-wheel drives have been invented. You could do some weird. You could do some weird shit.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
And I could come on your channel one day and maybe you can quiz me and shit.
I want to embarrass you. When was the first ever supercar race? Where was it? What temperature was it? What was the humidity?
You'll need to go to that detail for this one.
Right. The next one should be a reasonably easy question.
Oh, God.
What fast food chain from the USA just announced that they're coming to Australia?
Oh.
It was just in the news recently.
Really? Okay.
I didn't even know this.
Taco Bell's already here.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Camera crew, give me some. You got any bloody?
You know what? You can phone a friend here in
blink
this one.
Twice if you know it.
You can phone a friend. Phone a friend. You can phone a friend.
No one knows anything. Oh my God, this is terrible.
Oh no.
Fast food. Okay, all right.
Just have a stab. There's okay. I'll name a few.
Yeah, give me like multiple choice.
Okay, so there's Five Guys.
Yeah. Oh my God, the fuck.
There's Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Wendy's.
Okay.
And then there's that's actually, hang on, wait.
There's a lot of stress.
Burger King.
Okay.
And I can't remember the other chicken place. Anyway, let's just go with those ones because that's a few.
All right. I don't think. Oh, far out. Out of those, I'm going to guess Chick-fil-A.
Wrong. It was Wendy's.
Wendy's. What even is Wendy's?
Wendy's. Who
is Wendy? Does someone know who
Wendy's burger chain is just come to Australia, not getting confused, which is what they've said in the news, not to get confused with our Wendy's, which is the pink one, and it's like the ice cream Wendy's milkshakes, you know what I mean? Like when we were a kid.
Is theirs red and white or something?
Theirs is red and white,
oh, it
correct.
Is too, yeah.
And it's got the girl on it, and
okay.
And their burgers that are apparently different to everyone else are just square. And that's the way that they promote themselves, with a thick shake. Oh, that's the only difference between them.
I will never understand. Honestly, I might be doing hot wheat picks. Instead of that, a square fucking burger. American marketing, I will never understand. Yeah, is that at that point just a hot sandwich? Like, it's just like, what is? Honestly, Americans, please.
Maybe I've gone too deep with these questions, Brooke. I've gone too hard with the questions.
The next one,
I feel like a fuckhead sitting here. I've got no idea what anything is. That's all right.
To be honest, before I Google these questions, I would look like a fuckhead too, to be honest. I would have been way out of range.
I love it. All right, the last one. Oh, what a shame. Another one.
The last one's actually going to be too. It's going to be. I know, but I've actually got other questions as well, just to make up for other shit.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So what year was beer founded?
Oh, shit.
And what country for
Really? Phone
Pat, you know.
What year was beer founded? And it was a long time ago. Like a long time ago.
Are we talking 1800s? We're talking earlier. I feel like
earlier, like
oh my day! I guess what? Do you reckon Jesus Christ was sipping on a beer on the cross?
Probably, actually, yeah. This is what apparently says to Wikipedia. That Jesus did. Jesus would have been around then, getting pissed.
On the third day, he rose and went to the pub.
100%.
I got no idea. I don't know.
We're about to get a lot of hate comments.
No, I'm sorry. I promise I'm a good Catholic kid. I've got no idea. I do know that Willie the Boatman is delicious and in front of me, but I don't know when it was founded or anything.
Well,
like
he
that.
would have loved those beers because it was created in, apparently, or founded in 17,000 BCE by the Chinese. The Chinese founded beer.
Stop it. No.
Yep, 100%.
You're joking.
Apparently, to Wikipedia, this is what I had an argument with Woodsy the other day, though. He will never let up on this, and he's going to have a mad rant when he gets when his episode comes out, right? So For you as a bonus question, when was the Penrith Panthers founded?
Oh my God!
Do you know that one?
No, God,
he knew
no.
this.
He That's most embarrassing,
He
isn't it?
was one off.
He was one off. So, but there's a bit of confusion here, right? So he
I need another-
he was
I'm
he
gonna have
was
another
he was
beer. This is too much.
he was
this
used-
is too bloody stressful. I don't know how many more questions there are, but we're gonna need more beer.
Want to hear more? Each week we will share the hottest clips from our guest interviews on YouTube. But to hear the full episode, make sure to subscribe or follow us on your favourite podcast platform.